Flashback.
Now you know. It's a King of Fighters fact of the day.
The more you know. Hey, nice ledge cancel. That was sick.
I wasn't ready.
Your Mewtwo sucks.
I'm gonna show you what the fuck my Mewtwo is all about, dude. My Mewtwo is insane.
Yeah?
Yeah?
Is that so?
Yeah.
Soon after.
Do you know why Mewtwo and I get along?
Because neither one of you is funny.
It's because we're both pissed.
End of flashback. Montage.
I'm a bird. I think.
Hey, you got Bozo DNA. Oh, does that mean Samus is a clown girl?
Yeah. Are you still mad?
Does my ironic love for clowns overwrite my
Outweigh for
unironic,
my very real.
yeah, my very real hate for birds?
I choose life.
Why?
Great question.
I think that life is generally good. You know, it's a better choice than like Monopoly. To be fair,
We should play life on the channel.
we should
We're talking
play.
about playing board games. I would
Yeah.
play life. Because
Yeah.
we know for a fact Monopoly wouldn't end. I have another friend whose strategy for playing Monopoly is take as unreasonably long as he can with every single one of his turns until people give up, because then he technically wins.
That makes sense.
He says that he's a lot more committed to winning Monopoly than they are.
You know what? The issue with Monopoly is that if you want to win, there's so much like even trade shit like you can do. You never think of in like going by the base rules. Either you just don't trade at all because that's optimal, or you do some like weird ass like
Didn't have a jump. Crazy.
you do some weird ass. Okay, you know what? In exchange for this, I'll give you 50% of whatever profits land on this square. One immunity though, and this lasts until one of the other players is eliminated. And you just get like complex ass deals like that. Basically insurance fucking fraud. And then
I'm about it. Speaking of which, I might be dead again according to the IRS.
Oh my
'cause
God.
They lost my tax returns.
they lost your tax returns?
Yeah, they were like, yeah, make sure you check in on your tax returns. And I went into the system and they were like, haha, what tax returns? And I said, huh,
Fucking taxes.
you know, one of the only two things that are guaranteed outside of this match being done. Oh, done.
Dude.
Done. Oh,
You're about to fly too close to the sun there.
I get the reference.
To our most recent upload. If you're watching this right now, go watch that one. It's funny.
Yeah, stop watching us because he just won. It's no longer worth it. Go to the other video. Hey, Jeremy, put the other video on screen. But the whole thing.
Yeah, and then sometimes, evidently, Michael or I will like help Jeremy with images for edits.
Hey, Jeremy, you should draw something to show them why we do art.
He's gonna draw something that's gonna be like better than what we're putting out.
Jeremy, draw furry art of us.
No, please. Draw clown art of us.
Honestly, clowns are just the furries of the carnival world. Prove me wrong.
I mean, I can't legally.
Well, how would you illegally show that?
Like this.
What about like this?
Okay.
I'm a heavy person.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
My bones are like concrete. Dude, okay, when I saw the iron lung in SpongeBob, that scared me.
like mentally. like we're like
it was
how scarred were
unsettling.
you?
I didn't like scream at the screen, but it was just like that was not a funny bit to me. I didn't like it.
Were you like, this could be me?
Honestly, I've worked with enough concrete that could be me.
I'm so sorry. but
Concrete lung, when I heard about that the first time, I was like, oh gosh, this is how I die.
Do you have concrete in your lungs?
Statistically, yes.
Just like we all have
It
plastic. in our
doesn't
body.
go away super. We have plaque.
Plastic. Oh, yeah, plaque too. Plastic, plaque,
Yeah.
stick.
What is plaque?
It's like
Vsauce.
usually
Michael
a
here.
a metal
Here is
plate.
your plaque.
Oh god, my teeth, where'd they go?
The blast zone.
That
Hey,
implies
my
that my teeth are constantly covered in plaque. Like that one guy who fixed my AC.
The old guy here? Or his son.
Yeah, the old guy, he had no teeth.
I thought about them this week.
I
don't
thought
know
about that
why.
last Thursday at 8:30.
Hey, what were you doing last Thursday at 8:30?
I don't know. Could you tell me?
Oh, normally we stream at twitch.tv/then2.
Why?
Why? That's a much deeper question. Hey, chat, if you know why we stream, let us know. Tweet us.
Yeah, and if you want to have us, you know, be a guest on this channel, hit us with a follow and we'll guest you by telling everyone that you're here.
It also sounds like ghosting, but with extra steps.
If you want to be ghosted, let us know.
That's how I met you.
Yeah, if you tweet us, we won't respond. Just try it. We'll prove it. Oh yeah, you did meet me by ghosting. Yep, and that's how we
Was
met.
that a bad? Was that a Family Guy cutaway gag?
No, okay, so, when I was in college, I wasn't in any.
I was
clubs.
a younger lad.
Yeah. You know, I didn't have a ton of friends. I'm a computer science type of guy, so, you know, nerd. That's what I was. I knew people from high school, so I had a friend group. Just, I wasn't really meeting anyone. I sat next to someone in a couple of my computer science classes, and they were like, "Oh man, oh yeah, we can hang out occasionally." Oh hey, do you know what we should do? I'm like, what? Like, okay, join this club, this comedy style club, as they call it. And I'm
Did they
like,
call it that?
They did call it that. I'm like, oh, okay, I actually have experience in
Did they ever imply comedy? Hold on. It's
I
important.
don't think so. Yeah, no. I'm like, oh, we should join this club, and I'm like, oh, I have improv experience. I took classes at a with a professional studio. I can we can join. And we were like, okay, let's go to a show and let's then go join the club. I'm like, okay, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I'm kind of not really feeling it though, like myself. But like, hey, if we want to do it together, just check it out. Yeah, it sounds fun. I went to go join. You know, I went there. I texted this friend and I'm like, hey, where are you? Nothing. And I'm like outside like the club room and I'm like, I don't know if this did I just get ghosted. I'm like, okay, I'll just walk and sit down, wait for my friend to show up. I walk in and sit down. They start, you know, comedy practice starts happening, improv practice. And I'm like, or no show, huh? I'm like, well,
That person, my
That-
next door neighbor.
that person, Michael's next door neighbor. Yep. And improv was like a kick in my gut. Michael kicked me in the gut when I showed up, and then I'm like, oh, never mind, I could stick around.
I think that's either Stockholm syndrome or you ironically came to improv and then ended up becoming an actual improv.
Oh yeah, I didn't think that it was going to be funny because college improv groups aren't funny statistically.
No,
Uh,
none.
so I went and I was like, oh, this is actually kind of funny. And then I saw a show a couple days later. I'm like, oh, this actually is funny.
I've retroactively gone back and watched the first ever improv show of ours that like I attended, which was a hot minute ago. And that I went to the show with my girlfriend at the time because so our buddy Brian, I was dating like his kindergarten best friend.
Oh wait,
And Brian and I, yes.
What?
And
I did not
Brian,
know that about them.
Brian and I were in the same opening week group. There's like a week before
That's how
classes
you met?
start where, yeah. We also lived on the same floor. And his kindergarten friend and my ex-girlfriend was also in that group. So it was the three of us that were all in the same O week group. And so for a year and a half, Brian kept like inviting us to improv. Okay, it was pretty much a year that kept inviting us to go to improv shows, and we were like, and then there's just one time that he had stopped inviting us for a while, like somebody who's lost all hope and has given up. And sorry, Brian, if you're here, we ran into him like at the food court, and then he was like, "Yeah, no, we got an improv show. I know you're normally not free for these things." We were like, that's really depressing. We should probably go to one of them.
Sure.
And then I went, and I was like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. And there was like a participatory section at the end where we played like scenes from a hat and stuff like that. And I participated in everything else. I was like, this is what I want to do, like with all of my free time ever. And then I joined the club, and then that somewhat led to the downfall of that relationship, ironically enough.
Yep.
So my relationship ended with ex-girlfriend.
Was it worth it?
My new best friend. Yes. Ex, if you're watching, you're a little crazy. I don't hate you. But anyway, yeah. So I went back and I watched that show retroactively. And that show was awful. Yeah, it was. It's like the least funny thing I've ever seen in my life. Not really, because I watched some of our videos, but I got like there was actually 20 minutes of time from like people walking into the room before like they did anything.
What?
Like there were 20 minutes. There was 20 minutes to Gerald 1.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know how it took that long to like introduce people and explain like what comedy is. But yeah, and like nothing in it was funny. It was our friend Daniel's and our friend the other Michael's first.
How is that
improv
not
show.
funny? What, those guys are
It's
funny.
like, yeah, it was their first show.
Okay, that's fair.
And like
they
were
dumb.
they were the funniest parts of it for sure.
Fuck you, Brian.
So, yeah, that's for sure. But yeah, no, like Daniel's first bit, like Daniel's a really quiet guy, and like his first bit, for the record, Daniel's like a 6'5" black guy.
Yeah.
And he said, "Hey, I'm a chicken. Walk me on stage." And so he told this scrawny white girl to pretend that she has a like leash around his neck and walk him onto stage. And then he's just a chicken, and then he doesn't talk or explain anything at all. And like later, at some point in time, we were going to an improv competition in St. Louis, and we had to talk to Daniel. We were like, "Look, we love you, but like, please, this is like the city of St. Louis. And if we have to walk you on stage on the leash, we're gonna start a race riot." And then he was like, "Yeah, no promises." Probably worth.
Okay, so oh no, hold on. I have a related story about racism. Haven't explained this one. So, okay. So
Anyway, you were racist?
yes. This sounds, yes. I was, oh god, this sounds so bad. I was ironically racist. But like, not like that. Not the way.
Ironically for long enough, Indy.
No, not that way though. So,
The other racism.
Okay, no. So when I was running the improv club, we had a recurring bit, not propagated by me, by the way, propagated by other people, where I was just a racist with like no explanation or context. Just like, oh yeah, Indy, he's racist. And I'm like, yep, I'm racist. And that was about it. So the start of this was this is day one of a new year, so we had some freshmen, like new recruits,
Fresh people.
yeah, fresh people, and they were like, hey, we're like, hey, come in person. We're going to do I'm just gonna like basically give you the rundown. So So I'm up on basically stage. I'm like, I have a whiteboard. I'm teaching, or just like explaining some things. And then before that, or right after that, I'm like, okay, we're gonna do a quick introduction, or introduce myself. I kind of went across the room, and I mentioned Daniel. 6'5" black guy. I'm like, oh hey, he's our, like, haha, yeah, he's our token not white person, which was partially true. It wasn't actually true, but it's like, haha, we're all white people in here. One of the new members was like Asian, and a couple other things, but it's like Asian, like Native American, etc.
Yeah.
It's like mixed. And she turns to Daniel, and
First practice?
yeah, first practice, and whispers, wait, like I'm mixed, like was he not including me? And then Daniel said, oh no, he's just racist. And then,
I think you're talking about... Oh no.
yep. And then we were. And then we were shockingly good friends.
Different kind of judgment. Yeah, so Daniel, gosh, Daniel, if you're watching this video ever, we love you.
Yeah.
I don't think your sister likes me. So one of the competitions that we went to in St. Louis, he's from St. Louis, and so a bunch of his family was there and came to the show, and liked all this stuff. And I was one of the last people to like leave the performance area where everybody was like, meeting out in the concourse and like talking to people, right? And Daniel's sister walks up. She's like, "Hi, I'm Daniel's sister. I still don't know her name because that's what she introduced me as. Introduced herself to me as, and then." I didn't notice at the time, but like just a bunch of people were just watching us like interact, like a bunch of the other like theater people, and so we were sitting there just doing that, and then she offers me a handshake, and then like she shakes my hand, and she just stops and then goes, disappointing, and then walks away. And so apparently she's just been judging everybody on their handshakes for everything else. That is the only conversation I've had with her. I haven't talked to her at all since then. And this just lives with, like, every time I go for a handshake now, I'm like, gosh, I hope I'm not another disappointment, This keeps me up at night, Daniel. Yeah. Let's talk about something that's not improv.
Let's stop talking about anyway.